সোনু লাইভ হয়ে গেছে কি? শুরু করা হবে না হবে না?
Yes, we are live right now. We can start.
So should I start?
Yes, please.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, you
please
are
start.
audible.
Okay. So good afternoon to all of you present over here. Welcome all in this today's technical webinar session. So actually, this session is basically exclusively designed for those candidates actually who have completed their 10+2 standards. And actually, our main discussion topic is all about actually rethinking educations and employment. It is expected that most of the brilliant students, after completions of their 4 years of BTech programming or whatever for any courses, they will get a very well-placed job opportunities or employment opportunities. But is it so? Like that was the conventional thought process, I think. So today, actually, in our 21st century world, everything is getting so changed. As per the industry requirements, everything is actually, students maybe they are not able to meet the industry demands and all. So we need to know the actual answer from the renowned industry experts. So this is the high time to explore the answers from the industry experts without wasting our precious time. Without wasting our precious time, let's focus on the keynote speaker. Our first keynote speaker is, just a minute. Miss Orpita Guha, Dr. Orpita Guha. She is joining these sessions from Bangalore, and she has been working as an associate professor at PES University, Bangalore. She did her BTech and MTech from Radio Physics and Electronics and PhD from IIT Madras. She worked in fabless semiconductor industry for approx 5 years and has been teaching engineering students for more than 10 years. She is an active researcher in the area of statistical learning in wireless communication systems and networks. So our next panelist is Dr. Avay Balsari. Just a minute. Please wait. Right. Yes, I have. is Dr. Auri Balsari. Actually, he is a IIT topper, has a bachelor's degree from IIT Mumbai and a doctorate from University of Virginia. He did postdoctoral research in Abo Academy University in Finland for about 6 years. He has written over 200 articles and edited 6 books and special issues of journals. He continues to be an adjunct professor but has not been teaching in the university as well. He established his own consulting company, Nonlinear Solutions, in 1996. Since then, he has been working with process industries to make productions process more efficient and speed up development of materials and products. Now let's focus on another panelist, Mr. Bhivash Guho, an alumnus of IIT BHU with a bachelor's degree under Electronics and Communications branch, over 34 years of industry experience in various leadership roles in public sector and leading multinational companies. So next, Ms. Payal Mondal. She is a bright and accomplished engineer with extensive experience in design engineering. After her BTech degree and more than 5 years of industry expertise, she has made her mark working on prestigious domestic Indian project overseen by NHAI and NHIDCL, as well as contributing to several UK highway projects. She is at Jacobs Private Limited, that is one of the leading MNCs. Now let's focus on the next panelist, Ms. Srijoni Chatterjee. She has a Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering from West Bengal University of Technology, presently McCoud. She worked with Tata Consultancy Service and Cisco Systems Inc. in their e-commerce department, progressively in different roles as an automations engineer, requirements analyst, tech lead, and computer architect for 11 years. She is doing her PhD in robotics and from Worcester Polytechnic Institute with research focus on visual serving with deep reinforcement learning. She has 2 publications in prestigious IEEE RSJ International Conference on intelligent robotics and systems. Now let's focus on Dr. Just a minute. What is happening here? Now let's focus on our next panelist, Mr. Bishwajit Guho. He is a visionary leader and innovator. He holds a graduation degree from Bengal Engineering College, Shibpur, and masters from IIT Mumbai. Having headed 2 eminent MNCs, he also led a series of innovative projects, currently leading think tanks for several reputed companies. He is also a key figure in multiple startup ventures. His remarkable expertise and leadership make him a sought-after mentor in the corporate arena. So thank you very much. This is Shubha Madam, and I have been serving for my very prestigious institution, IDM Institute of Engineering, for the last 9 years and all. So actually today we all have assembled in order to make a proper discussion sessions regarding the actual should we rethink about modern educations? That is really educations or rethink of educations and the employment opportunity. Is it both are interlinked? And a good education really actually ensures a good employment opportunity. That is our questions. So I think we are expecting all the participants. You will have lots of questions regarding the same, and all the panelists they will give the answers in a satisfactory manner. So thank you very much. That's all.
I would like to add 2 more panelists who are here. One is Subrosomo Ghosh, another is Abhishek Das. Both are founder member of the software company, namely Winbond Web Development Private Limited. Winbond Web Development Private Limited is a software development company. They are also the key thinker of a number of startup projects. They are involved in a number of startup projects. Now, Ms. Payal, please raise your first question.
Good afternoon to everybody. So, as mentioned, we have been gathered here to rethink that how education nowadays and employment are interlinked and how we are going forward towards it. So, I would like to raise each questions throughout, and our panelists will be giving you the satisfactory answers. So, my first question would be, as per statistics we know from last year that uh, even from the topmost colleges only few students are getting a good and handsome amount of salary jobs out of so many students pursuing engineering. So the basic thought process that of pursuing engineering is that we would be having good jobs in our hands after 4 years, but even out of the large pool of brilliant students completing their BTech from reputed institutes, why only a very limited amount of candidates are getting good amount of high paid jobs, and rest of them are struggling even to secure the one fourth of the salary the other person is getting. So this creates a kind of discrimination in the minds of the students pursuing engineering. So I would like our panelists to please come in and take up this question.
I would request Mr. Balsari to answer first.
Sir, I
You are
think you're
mute
on
now.
mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, salaries are not always going to depend on one's merits, competencies, or qualifications. There is a large amount of luck factor in determining somebody's salary. It is not possible to expect that everybody gets similar salaries after graduating from a certain class. If there were some human resources experts in our panel, they can probably explain this better than me.
Maybe I'll take my chance to talk about it. In my different, uh, this is Bivas, so I hope that I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
So, in my experience of different working with different public sector or the telecom industries, what I have seen that most of the time when we get those people uh, in our in our industry, they most of the times they are coming with raw. They are probably not exposed what sort of experience is required. Like particularly industry, if I talk about the software industry for specific, we'll find that a lot of people are not actually knowing that what is the algorithm to be used. Forget about the programming language and other things. The algorithm, understanding of the algorithm, and then talking about that how the specific programming life cycle goes on and other things which are required for getting a good software, which is a definite requirement of the industry. So if you see even for the well-known companies like TCS or Wipro or Infosys, they keep the people for quite long time in the bench, and during that time they are trained for months. They are trained for the specific sort of the what is called uh, requirement, or rather the techniques. So this is something what probably is missed while doing these what is called the studies. So that is something is very important for somebody to get accepted or well placed in the industry. So that is my understanding on this particular question.
If I may carry on from what Mr. Guho just added, is salary negotiation usually is done with an experienced candidate. If a candidate has a certain amount of experience and they are changing the company, that's when salary negotiation happens. Like they will look into their experience, how what is their expertise, and the level of expertise, and that's when the salary a company will be willing to pay a candidate a certain amount of money. It is very rare happening in for an undergrad or a bachelor student. Is quite rare, particularly when you're coming in a heap from a particular university or a institute. What we commonly call campus recruitment. When that is happening, usually the salary is like bottom lined, and every mostly every candidate will get the same amount of salary. Bigger institutions like IITs, Bengal engineering colleges, uh, they will those kind of candidates sometimes have this salary negotiation between students, and where we see that one person is getting all FANG recruitments, that is all the best companies recruitment, and rest of them, some of them are not even getting jobs. It is quite common in the front runner colleges in West Bengal too. Uh, the thing is that the reason this heap recruitment, campus recruitment, and no student and all students getting this very low paying uh, standard salary is because a company has to spend a lot of time and money training those students. So that is something, that's a very bottom line question, that why students after spending 4 years in engineering colleges will still be considered that oh, they're new, they're fresh, they don't know anything. That's about it. Like,
Okay. So as we
Let me
heard, yep.
let me address this question. See, it was started like it's a rethinking of education and employment. Now, see, I get your question, Payal. Last year, this thing happened in two eminent colleges, and both are government engineering colleges. And I find the entire credit goes to the student in particular because the syllabus, I believe, is not covering the entire thing. It is that the student must have acquired that special skill, and that is why the number of companies are running after him. And it is there are number of gaps are coming. If we analyze the entire case, we find a number of gaps are there in the entire system. But prior to addressing those gaps, let me think about the situation of the other students. The one student is getting salary like 2 crores of rupees. Rest of the students are not getting even 1/5 of that salary. So what is their thought process? Like they are highly ashamed, and they are thinking like it is we do not know when we will be reaching to that horizon. And from the college point of view, you see the professors got the opportunity to mentor the brilliant students. So they have, truly speaking, they have lost the opportunity to mentor the students to get that salary because engineering is is a professional course, and every engineering college there is a professional training and placement department. This professional training and placement department should address the question because it is not difficult to find out what are the questions asked, and they can prepare out of this long 4 years. They can definitely prepare the students. And see, there is also gap from the industry point of view also.
industry is trying to get that particular candidate who is industry ready, but not getting this not getting this chance to the other brilliant students. That yes, they are all good. The only problem is that the final finishing is not there. So nobody is taking the responsibility. There is a gap from the student's point of view also. You need to know something about the practical market scenario. Apart from your regular courses, you must have the thorough knowledge about the industry requirements. And it is not difficult to find out what are the industry people are asking. The paymaster companies are not much, but these paymaster companies, if you take, it is not difficult to find out what are the questions asked during that interview, and to prepare yourself when the other institution is not taking the responsibility, industry is not taking the responsibility. You need to know when you need to have extra knowledge, and for that you have to prepare of your own. And those who are freshers trying for the fresh engineering, they should also think like, you have to take a proper decision. Where should I continue pursue my education so that I get the high paid salary? That's all. I'll please come out to the next question.
Yeah, sure. So another two common question that I come across as because right now I am on the journey as an engineer. So the aspiring engineers generally ask us that are there limited job opportunities after completing an engineering degree? Actually, they don't have the vision of the industry properly. So there might be some curiosity regarding this that is there, are there limited job for them, or because every time they come across that they lack of some skills, and so I think this question is also we should answer them, that how they, how are the industries working and what are the opportunities that they don't know, because the real scenario is not clear to them, which leads to another question in their minds, that is whether engineering is not the right path for a successful career or a high paid job. So I would like our panelists to share their views on this.
Dr. Balsari, please.
It's very difficult to answer this question. I am somewhat biased in favor of engineering, and I would I would definitely encourage good students to go for engineering. Are there unlimited number of jobs for engineers? The answer is no. Of course, the number of jobs will be limited.
Yeah, absolutely true, Mr. Balsari. I think what is important today is that the type of skill actually required from the industry, or rather the employee who are working, is continuously changing, because
Yes,
the availability of the what is called the challenges, what we are facing with the technology moving very fast. I mean, compared to even 5 years down the line and today, or maybe just 1 year down the line when these AI and all those things were not available this way. So everything, the demand is changing. And one of the things, I mean, let me talk about not the whole lot of things. If I talk about the data, the amount of data that is coming every day, and using that data in a meaningful way, how by which the industry can go forward and use it in a meaningful way so that your bottom line and the top line can increase, is there is immense potential, because the data is going like anything. And how it is to be handled, there is a huge requirement for the data scientist, or we talk about the people who understand that how the data has to be used. So if I forget about anything, the future for data analysis and other things is immense. Another thing, as you all know, media the social media, I was seeing the way it is being used is, I think there is a creativity and other things are required. And if we have to really explore these what is called opportunities, then I don't think that there is any dearth of what is called uh, opportunity or the job opportunities for specifically speaking. Definitely there are opportunities. Only thing is that you should be adaptive and understanding what is the latest technology or what is the requirement of the industry. That's my thought. Thank you.
Again, I'll have to carry on from what Mr. Goa said. Adaptability is a big thing in any sort of education. And again, as Dr. Balsari said, I'll always be biased towards engineering. For software engineers, it's a very open-ended field. You have l- you have different types of way to go. It's not only that you are becoming a web developer, or you can become an automation engineer, you can become a networking engineer. The types are there are different types of engineering. So if you are doing computer science and if you only think that I'm going to get a job in IT engineer, that might be a limited thinking. There are other places to go, there are other ways to go, and software changes, computer science changes in the last 10 years. Like in the last 10 years, the change that we have seen is like we are still wrapping our head around. So it's just adaptability, and also it's a 4 years journey. A lot can happen in the 4 years. So just being at as par with industry, keeping in touch with industry is very important while you're studying. I mean, not only from the student's point of view, it's from the university or the institute's point of view, that the institute should keep in touch with the industry and understand that what is changing. It's not like we have decided 4 years course and that's about it. A lot changes in 4 years.
Let me take over. So far the statistics goes, it is evident that huge number of candidates are required. Industry is always enhancing. I mean, due to this rapid development in the software industries, all the industries are also trying to embrace the latest development of the software and the information technology. The digital technology is now must and mandatory for whatsoever industry it may be. Maybe e-commerce, maybe maybe say healthcare, maybe say investment, education, traveling, everywhere. This they are trying to embrace this digital technology, information driven management system. It is all over. And if you find all the dependable statistics, you will definitely realize that about 80% of the required candidates are not available. And candidates are not available. See, the thing is that when this Winborn tried to set up their this thing, a startup project, they were trying to get the proper engineers from all the eminent engineering colleges, but the full stack engineers are not available. And there is no single company in Calcutta who could provide the complete system, the front end, the back end, as well as the app development. It is very difficult. The reality is that to get a competent engineer is difficult. So the demand is always there. Only thing is that you have to prepare yourself as per the need of the industry. And see, the thing is that it is true during the COVID period, all the service sector used to absorb a huge number of candidates, but their salary was much less. But the product-based companies, if you look at it, who are paying good salaries, there are huge demand, and the product-based companies are always searching for proper engineers. And also, if you see the other companies like who are using the software for their development purposes, or say for their management system, or their
everywhere you will find that the proper engineers are needed. So I am always in favor of engineers, and there if you can check the statistics also from all the reliable data. Mr. Subhu Sumo Ghosh as present is busy with something like net connection and everything. He could show you certain this thing real lifetime data from where it will be, and it is not difficult to find out the actual demand from the reliable statistics. And Payal, please come out to your next question.
Yeah. So we heard this term AI and robotics a lot in the recent times. So another question that comes up, that whether the introduction of AI and robotics is leading to massive retrenchment of candidates and leave engineers jobless. It is going to happen, the machinery versus the man, something like this.
May I?
Sure.
Um, Everything changes. AI is just a new technology. There was time when assembly line was run by humans, then carousels came, and humans were no longer required. But that's a wrong propaganda. It wasn't like humans were not required. Humans were definitely required. Machines wouldn't know different between one product and another, at least when assembly line started. So it's just machine had always been thought after thought as a helper to humans. Yeah, corporations will definitely try to save money, but at the end, it's by and large it has been seen that machines had always been helping human enhancing the human experience or humans performance. For AI and ML robotics, yes, the reason AI is here today is because of the performance gap that humans usually have. Like a human cannot write a code like in 1 minute. AI can, but AI can only write a code that's already written in the world. AI is not going to write a new code because AI is getting trained by a human. So technology always advances. Technology is not going to go back, it's going to advance. There's going to be new things there. If today is AI, something else will be there in the next 30 years. Point comes back to adaptability. What are we learning? How are we learning? Are we learning enough? The A lot of people are saying that ChatGPT or the AI are the reasons that humans are losing jobs. It's not really true. Humans are losing jobs because the economy has gone a little down after pandemic. That's why. And corporations will always be looking for saving money. That's why humans have lost jobs. They will get their jobs back very soon. The problem that what is happening with AI is it's an advanced technology. So the humans who are actually creating AI are getting better jobs than people who are not equipped to create AI. So there's always be a difference between what you are learning, whether what you are learning is better than what the other people have learned or not. So AI and robotics, I might have gone a little tangent, but in bottom line is AI and robotics is not here to replace us. It's here to enhance our experience. But there will always be a difference between a human who can handle AI between a human who cannot handle AI. So that's my take.
You'd like to take where Miss Chatterjee ended. So I would assume that today's most of the engineering students are the millennium child, so they are probably will not know. So, but people like us who have seen the history in different times. So if I go back to the 90s, uh, many of you who are there in present out there must be remembering that the banking computerization was taking place. And there was a huge amount of uncertainty. People were apprehensive that there will be huge loss of the jobs. Yes, there was loss of the job. Fact, it was not that job was not lost. The clerical stuff, the clerical activity, which was of low end, was lost. But in the same time, if you see, the number of opportunities goes up like anything. Today, the type of service the bank is offering is unbelievable. That time you used to go to the bank and go to a clerk and get some money. That's all. But the type of service that bank is offering because of this computerization, because of this technology, has become, I think, hundreds of folds. I believe, and I strongly believe that once this technology comes, they actually create new opportunities. It's like a river. You just think about river. River goes one way. Tomorrow, it changes the course, and new fields are created for the cultivation, new opportunities created for something else. So technology is like a river and going direction. It will never decrease, rather it will always increase the opportunity. That is my belief. That's my thought. Thank you.
I have a couple of things to disagree on. Uh, Robotics is nothing new. Robotics as a field is at least 30 years old. And if you look at certain societies like Japan, which has a very high degree of automation and robotics, they have not suffered from loss of jobs as such. The jobs which were lost were then replaced by other better, more productive jobs. Artificial intelligence is a somewhat different story. Artificial intelligence is something I have been involved in since 1980s. Artificial intelligence is also not new. What is happening today is not what I would call artificial intelligence at all. The large language models that you have in ChatGPT do not really have much of intelligence in them. Neither are the image analysis algorithms which have come up. They are based more on mathematics than any logic. There's no thinking capacity in the new AI algorithms which have come up. But just like robotics, the new technologies are going to replace some human activity. When the cars came into existence, a lot of horse carriage drivers would have lost their jobs. But some of them adapted and slowly became taxi drivers. And as Srijani has been saying again and again, adaptability is the key word. If you'll adapt, you'll thrive in that society. If you try to stick to your old jobs and demand that your jobs continue forever, then the result is not very good.
Srijuni, I hope you want to add something more.
So I am so as of now I am sitting here thinking from a student's point of view, because I myself is a student. Despite my industry experience, as of now I'm a student, so I always think from a student's perspective. And as a student, I would always think that what am I learning today, is it going to be helpful tomorrow or not? And when I talk with my advisor, my professors, there's this one thing that I always get from them is that you keep your eyes open, but we are keeping our eyes open too. If we think that what you're working on is not useful, it won't be useful to you, at least in the next 5 years, we won't ask you to work on that. So So as an institute, again, as an institute, a student's responsibility is to keep your eyes open. Yes, keep you live in the age of information. 10 years back, students didn't have the luxury of using internet. You can use the power of internet and keep your eyes open, but by and large it's an institute's responsibility as well to keep their eyes open and let the students guide in the correct way. um, so not always like again heap recruitment, this campus recruitment is a thing that industries thinks, sorry, institutes thinks that okay, we will give you a campus recruitment, you will get a basic salary job. I think that is a trend that needs to be changed. I mean, a student in their undergrad should also be, a bachelor should also be able to negotiate their position. And and I think it's just it's a very personal opinion, but I think industry and institute, this is a time, like a time of change. And one change that I think should be required is industry and institute coming together and putting a student's mind at ease that it's not only the institute is involved in what is changing, so is the industry is also involved in letting the institutes know that this is what we want. So uh, so we are, so build your students like that. um, I think I went a little tangent again from the original question, but I'm talking from a student's point of view.
Yes, please. Mr.
I
Balsari.
think the most important skill a student should learn, irrespective of the field he or she is in, is to be able to learn things on his or her own. Because you are not going to be taught everything, you should learn how to learn things on your own. Today, because of the internet, you have access to practically all the knowledge in the world.
True.
If you feel you need certain, if you feel you need knowledge in a certain field, professional, hobby, or hobbies, or anything else, you should be just able to pick up the information from the internet and learn things. This skill will be more and more important as technology progresses faster and faster. The colleges, institutes, universities will not be able to provide you what you will need 5 years from now. And you cannot be in a college or a university forever. So once you have started working, you should be able to very quickly pick up whatever skills or knowledge is needed for doing your job well.
You are absolutely right. But in addition to your statement, I would like to tell you one thing. In support of your statement, first of all, I like to add that yes, 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Nobody can teach any students. Okay, the students have to learn of their own. We can as a teacher or as a instructor or as a mentor, what you can do, you can excite the students. Everything will come from the students. And one more thing is essential, that is the industry and the technical institution collaboration is needed. Please try and understand that this professional field, particularly engineering, is a professional field where, and it is more of a applied science. So industry collaboration is essential. If you see the formal education system as of now, the university is mentioning to become a head of the department or the principal, you should be possessing one PhD degree. But never they are mentioning at least you should have 10 years experience in the applied field, which is essential. And that is why our first question is once again coming to the scenario. The eminent institution got the opportunity to mentor so many brilliant students, but they missed the opportunity, I would say. And
It is not difficult, particularly the training and placement department, if they were proactive. It is not difficult to find out what exactly, how the this thing interviews are conducted. If you see, like, Uber International and also the Amazon interview, you will find that more or less the same type of questions are asked. This is the same system design, some questions related to DSA, some questions related to that front end, back end development. So it is that you can almost like figure out like what type of this thing questions are going to come. You prepare yourself, you study good, okay, fine, but at the same time you should see that your students are well placed. The students should get high paid salary. And in this connection, Winbond has developed a new this thing project. Spile will tell you, like, they as a industry, as a software development startup company, they have designed a very comprehensive course. Spile, please tell something. And similar courses are given by, see, other edtech companies as well. Like, Scalar is also providing a BTech degree, but they are charging a fabulous amount, 25 lakh of rupees. But prior to that, let us listen from Payal Mondal how she is going to uh, tell the details of the course which the Winbond have designed. Please.
Okay. So, by the discussion so far, we have got the view that even the technical institutes are currently not effectively preparing students as per the industry requirement. So, what Winbuns Web Private Limited is trying to do, that I will explain. So, they have developed a comprehensive course that combines theoretical knowledge with practical training, targeting the aspiring candidates for good paid jobs in product based industries, MNCs, and startups. Because this is what the preliminary requirement of a student is to get placed into. So, the course promises all round of development using the latest technologies and industry experts as your coordinators, so which will help students to gain exposure to live projects even from the first semester itself, and they will receive additional industry compatible courses and certificates, so which is much needed because engineering is all about application and invention at the same time. So that the a student will get the vision of this thing since the first day entering the this course. So they will be doing their engineering as per their college. The college theoretical knowledge is there, but how to apply to their respective fields, that I think Winbond will be helping them to uh, get an idea of. And plus another bonus that we get to see, that they will be the students will get the chance to work on live projects itself. So the students will receive the BTech degree as per their universities, and they don't need to pay anything extra or any consolidated course fees. So there would be a 4 degree course over there, and parallelly they will be get attached to win bonds, which will cost around some 5 lakhs. So there would be one model batch of students there that they will be selected based on their, of course, command in mathematics and physics, because an engineer's first tool is this physics and maths and how their person is applying. So once selected, they will be offered advance appointment letters to join the company. So this is how the whole idea have been brought into play. So we are hoping to get good responses and the success of this idea. So anything, Mr. Bishwajit Guho, you want to add?
No. Srijani Chatterjee is from US, so she was there in the industry for quite long time. Both she has served in the national and international field, and she has gone through the courses for the initial 2 years. What is her opinion? We just like to know how far she is satisfied with the course or things like that. The thought process. We just want to know from her independent opinion, please. No biasness, please.
Uh, so I was looking into the curriculum, and there are a few things that I I actually caught that actually caught my eyes is I saw there's a curriculum on there's a whole course on version control, which is something my personal experience when I started industry, I didn't know how to use version control, but version control has been it was in use, and also in US universities itself, like the newer ones, version control is something that is taught like really late into the curriculum, but it's a very useful tool. You should be using it like whenever you are coding. So I saw that and it kind of made me it made me I was really interested because the latest version control that is used is GitHub. So uh, and it's not that complicated, but it's the more you use it, the more you learn about it. So yeah, that keeping that in a course is actually like really thoughtful of another thing is of course the inclusion of the machine learning and deep learning. This is some skills at least for now industry looks for, and as for my knowledge goes, in bachelor's not a lot of institute actually focuses on them. So but this is needed at least for the next 10 years, 20 years. AI, ML, deep learning will be very much needed as not only for industry. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people won't want to go to industry right after BTech. A lot of people wants to do higher education as well. So these things are what I saw in the curriculum. I felt like it's a good mixture of people interested in getting a good job and people interested in getting a higher education. Uh, but yes, if it's a very ambitious curriculum, might I say. So if followed properly, I think that a student will be ready to skip this training phase that every company tends to give the student, and pay horribly low salary during that period. Uh, and also being able to negotiate with a company given the standard skills, because I think Mr. Bishwajit Guha mentioned that a very set number of questions are asked during a recruitment. When that happens, that's when you get basic salary, very low salary. But if you are able to showcase that I have all these skills beyond what you are used to seeing in a new bachelor's, that is something will make a candidate stand out. So yes, GitHub is something that caught my eye immediately, because I still struggle with GitHub. And also the networking curriculum that we have that I saw, it's a very necessary course, and a lot of institutes tend to finish networking in one semester, nothing else. Python is the programming language for today. You want to do web development, you want to do deep learning, Python is the language. So yes, institutes do not teach you Python, not up until, as far as my knowledge goes. So these are the few things that actually caught my eyes, and if continued properly, it's something I think should be pursued.
Yeah, we need to conclude this session because due to some technical issues, many of the candidates are unable to join. So we might have to continue this program. But right now we need to conclude, because unless otherwise we conclude, the participants are unable to join. They are coming up with many questions, so we need to answer those questions afterwards. And if needed, we request to all the panelists to join one again, and please share your valuable time. Thank you all, and let us conclude this program. Okay, thanks to everybody. Ms. Payal, please.
Okay, so as the last thing that I would like to add is that in order to bridge the gap between industry and college, especially this course have been designed. So another time I will give this reference that students will of course gain exposure to live projects, and so that they can stand out, as Ms. Chatterjee explained very well. So this will help you to get into in the industry very seamlessly, so you won't be getting in that training phase where you would be treating as some graduate trainee does, because you would be already knowing that and applying it to your work. So this will give you an immense hike, of course, in the industry. So uh, that's all. So we can conclude this over here, and I hope to hear good responses from the students and understand the importance. So thank you.
The participants are requested to submit their queries, and we'll get back to them. And due to technical issues, maybe lot many students could not join this program. We might have to continue this thing in shortest possible time. Okay. Till then, namaskar. Let us conclude the program here. Thank you all for joining this thing.
Let's go.
Thank you, everyone.